Hey everyone, my name is Marty Gould. I am one of the managing partners at EHP, and we're going to go and get started here with our employer webinar. One second, let me get some of my team on here. Webinar. Oops, there he is. Hey Mike,
Hello, hello.
welcome to another Wednesday.
Already.
All right. All right, everyone. We're going to give everyone a few more minutes to go ahead and get in. We usually start around 2:04-ish, 2:03. Um, for housekeeping, any Q&A questions that you might have, you guys can um, put any of your questions. We have a Q&A box that you guys should see kind of in the center. Any questions you have in there, we'll go and get answered throughout and make sure during the presentation, things like that, we'll get those questions answered. So again, my name is Marty Gould. I am the managing partner of EHP. We are lucky today. We have Mike Culver. Mike Culver is on our discovery call team. Mike talks to, I want to say thousands, but hundreds of businesses so far introducing the product. Mike is out of Wisconsin today. I am out of Florida. And then today, yeah, we're going to talk about the program. So thanks for everyone for joining. Mike, you want to go ahead and share your screen? We'll get this started.
Absolutely. And we'll pull that up.
What I would love to do in the Q&A, guys, as we go throughout, just kind of let me know where you're from. Have you heard of EHP? Have you heard of programs like this? And for the most part, we'll answer as many questions as humanly possible today. So it should take about 30, maybe 40 minutes. All right, Mike, let's go ahead and kick it off, sir.
Well, great. Thank you, Marty. I appreciate it. And thanks everybody for taking the time to join and learn a little bit about this program. And I think that for everyone on this call, they're at maybe a little bit of a different level. Some of you may know a little bit about this program. Some of you may know a lot, and some of you may know not much at all. So we're going to go through this and as quickly and efficiently as possible and as thoroughly as possible. And hopefully by the end of this call, you'll have a good understanding of what this program entails and hopefully a vision of what it can do for your employees and for your business. I'd like to start off by saying at the core, we're not looking to change anything that you're currently doing in the way of benefits for your employees. What we're going to talk about today is in addition to, it's an add-on. It's not an in lieu of. So this is extra benefits for your employees that help them become more happy, healthy, productive, and loyal to your company. And the net result is that it's going to ultimately save about $640 per employee per year in taxes in the way of FICA taxes that you have to match. So with that being said, I'm just going to dive right in and give some context here. The reason why this program even exists is because healthcare is currently breaking, and some would say broken. Americans are going to spend over $4.9 trillion on healthcare this year, and federal, state, and local governments are on the line for 33% of that. Taxpayers are going to spend over $2 trillion on healthcare this year. And that's why this program is called a self-insured medical expense reimbursement program, a SIMRP, a self-insured medical expense reimbursement program. They started off in the early 2000s, but it's really gained a lot of momentum when they expanded the scope and reach of it with the Affordable Care Act. It's a Section 125 pre-tax deduction for your employees, but it's also an integrated 105 cafeteria plan. Now, there's a whole bunch of codes here that make this program compliant and make it work. And we can get everybody on this call a copy of this slide deck to do some of your due diligence. But this program was purposely created and thoughtfully executed and ensures compliance with all of these different tax codes that we utilize to make this program work. For your employees, there's really only three barriers to entry. Number one, we're looking for W-2 employees. Number two, they have to have health insurance in place already. Like I said, this is in addition to. Now, the health insurance doesn't have to be provided by you as an employer. If they're on their spouse's plan or their parents' plan, or if they have insurance on their own, they're eligible to participate in this program. And the third requirement or third barrier I like to call for entry is employees need to be full-time. Nowadays, it's considered 30 hours or more a week, which I kind of giggle. but 30 hours or more a week is considered full-time nowadays. If our employees meet these three criteria, we get to pass go and dive right into this platform. At the core, what we've done is we've partnered with a medical health and wellness platform called Revive Health. It's a membership driven platform. So think of it like a gym membership where you go into a gym if you have a membership there and you have access to millions of dollars worth of equipment and resources and coaches and training. All of that is all inclusive in the membership, and that's what Revive is for its members. It's an online medical wellness platform. So some of the services that Revive offers, and Marty, do you want me to just dive right in and keep going through the slides here that I have?
Yeah, let's go ahead. I'll go ahead and share. Let's go ahead and share the Revive tool itself, and
Okay.
let's dive right in.
A live demo is always better than a slide deck. So,
All right, so we have Revive Health, right? Revive Health currently have, with our partnership with them, we have over 2,000 clients. We have 4 million employees within the platform utilizing this technology. Now, as Mike said, this is a virtual care platform, right? Yes, we're going to have a lot of wellness components in here, but we understand we sit on top of major medical. We do not replace anything. More importantly, we fill in the gaps where employees can utilize us. It could be from an urgent care perspective. It could be from a primary care perspective, mental health, medications, etc. So when employees are utilizing this platform, it's available for themselves, their spouse, and 5 additional dependents at that same membership cost of that 149. Now, again, remember that 149, and Mike's going to explain in a second, we're using tax-free allocation dollars to fund the program. So there's literally no net cost for that employee. But let's just say I want to, you know what, let me see my daughter, she's not feeling well, right? She's 7. And again, most 7-year-olds, right? They minor, and again, sorry, our internet's not the best here in Jax, but earache, fever, etc., right? So what's going to happen here once this hamster wheel stops spinning is now I can actually schedule a real urgent care visit with a licensed professional who is licensed in my state, right? This isn't a teledoc where you're getting a doctor who is on call somewhere else. These are all full-time W-2 doctors licensed to treat any ailment that you have. Well, majority of ailments from a virtual care perspective, right? You put your ailment in there, you type in your information, right? Whatever it could be, and I just used this the other day when I had COVID, fever, and slight cough, right? IGHT. Type in my ailment. Am I allergic to any medications? Yes or no. Now, the interesting thing that's attached to our program is with urgent care, any medications I might need. There's about 70 acute medications like amoxicillin, Z-Pak, flu medication, steroid, etc. I can now pick up for free at my pharmacy at no additional cost to that employee. So let's just say I want to pick a location here in Jacksonville. I hit find. What's going to happen now is we are attached to 70,000 different pharmacies across the US. And again, I haven't tried Puerto Rico, but again, I know in the US we are attached to about 70,000. So you pick a pharmacy, right? And again, the reason you're going to pick a pharmacy is one, maybe this is close to my house, right? But maybe I'm traveling, right? Maybe I'm in Illinois, right? Their search. Let me just say I'm traveling to Chicago. I'm just going to say Chicago and Illinois. And again, I can still pick up that medication in a local pharmacy, right? So I talked to an urgent care specialist. They prescribed a medication. I synced up my pharmacy. So now when I schedule this visit, I'm going to talk to an urgent care a doctor within, I don't know, 3 minutes, maybe 4, depending on time of day, etc. And all I do is answer a couple survey questions. Obviously, location of care is going to be Illinois, consent to treatment, and submit my request. And what's going to happen is I'm going to email notification, and a doctor is going to call me at that number I have listed, right, and emailed within, like I said, within 90 seconds to 3 minutes. Now, from a primary care, again, there's no co-pays, deductibles, claims, waiting periods, right? You can add your family members as easy as really just adding the information. It's available in English and Spanish, right? Let's hit yes, cancel. Let's go back here. Now, the interesting thing here, and we're going to talk more about mental health in a second, but the medication, right? For every employee on this platform, they're going to get access to 1,000 different maintenance medications at no additional cost. It's available for themselves, their spouse, and 5 dependents. And again, if there's a medication on here from a maintenance perspective, and let's just say it's a diabetic drug. Well, this drug now, if you've been prescribed this or will be prescribed this, you can transfer it using our own pharmacy in-house, which then this prescription will be delivered at no charge to your house, or you can do it manually, right? About 2/3 of your maintenance medications will be able to be utilized on this platform, right? At no additional cost to that employee. Remember, we sit on top of what you have. We do not replace it. We do not replace your broker that you're working with. We do not replace your major medical. And more importantly, if you're self-funded or level funded, now you have access to additional medical services. What happens when an employee, instead of utilizing their normal health insurance, right, where they have a copay deductible and now that employer has a claim that they have to deal with, again, we're going to redirect that cost, not just from the employee, but from the employer's perspective, right? We're going to utilize a platform. And one last thing, and again, I always get into this, is there's also an EAP back office, which is an employee assistance program. And what this is we give employees additional resources. And those resources, again, it's going to ask me how I'm feeling right now. Talking to you guys, I'm going to say perfect. Right? And now this is the back office for that employee where they can have a live session right now that's going on. They can track how many times they've logged in. Everything we're doing is digitally tracked. They can uncover and research additional live sessions that they might have, right? What's topics that are relevant for them? Let's just say it's addiction, right? And maybe they want to attend sessions on addiction. Well, great. We have one on the 30th at 3 p.m., which is today in about 48 minutes, right? I can remind myself. I can click on it, right? Now, interesting thing with these topics and live sessions in here, it all has a rating, right? It's a 92% rating on this, parenting with a parent who parents differently, right? So there's a lot of information and resources for employees, not just from the medical services, but also additional resources that the employee now has access to that they normally didn't, right? So yeah, Mike, let me go ahead and give you control back. But yeah, this digital platform, unique. It's available on your phone. You can download it from Apple. You can download it from Google. You can call in, right? The customer service is amazing. The amount of employees we have on the platform is amazing. And I think really just access to care, right? In our world that we live in a technology age, right? I mean, we all have a phone probably within an arm length, or you might be on a phone right now, right? So.
That's exactly right. I mean, I think there's two big barriers to care. It's time and money. People don't want to take time off of work or they don't have the time and they're worried about copays. They're worried about deductibles. And if we can eliminate those barriers and make it convenient, my primary care physician in brick and mortar, I had a bad knee and I had to schedule an appointment to see her and she was booked a month out. So I waited a month with the bad knee. Then I took an afternoon off of work and I went in and I paid my $50 copay. And I sat in the room. They did weigh me and take my blood pressure, which had nothing to do with my knee. But of course, you do that every time you go in. And the doc came in. I said, "Doc, my knee hurts." And she said, "I'll write you a referral to see a specialist," and sent me out the door. That could have been done in 1 to 3 days with a primary care physician online through Revive. It could have saved me a month, an afternoon of work, and a $50 copay. So there's real value with the services that are being offered. With these are not placeholder benefits; these are real valuable benefits that can add value and a happy, healthy, productive workforce. So I love the urgent. Yeah, go ahead, Marty.
These are all qualified 213D eligible reimbursable activities, right? And again, we're going to talk more about the program as a whole, and we're going to give some paycheck examples. But when we talk about this program as Mike mentioned, healthcare is broken, right? So access to a program like this is you're getting access from real licensed medical individuals, as well as true qualified medical services, right?
That's right. Urgent care, 3 minutes. You're talking to a doctor. You're not talking to a receptionist, a nurse practitioner. You're talking to a doctor who can assess, evaluate, and diagnose and recommend the next course of action. So where I live, a 24-hour urgent care brick and mortar is an hour and 10 minutes away on the other side of Minneapolis. So for us, we had to go to the ER just for a simple ear infection with the child. So that eliminates some of that as well. It just over 1,000 medications free. I love that feature. And Marty already talked about my favorite thing, the online webinars. But you know, people typically don't schedule or plan mental health breakdowns. So 24/7 access to master level clinicians anytime. We don't have to, you know, they can just reach out and connect with somebody right away. And Marty showed some of that as well. So just phenomenal resources. And then the weight health, I'm just going to touch really quick on this as well, because this is near and dear to me. I've struggled being fluffy my whole life, you know? So, so for people that have that type of an issue and insurance doesn't provide game plans, you can talk to a physician and formulate a game plan, whether that be meeting with a nutritionist, getting some personalized coaching, making sure you're going out for walks 3 days a week, getting online and doing a weight training class or a spin class or some yoga, whatever it might be. But for those of us that have struggled and medication is in that game plan with the physician, they can write a prescription. And if insurance doesn't cover, now a lot of times insurance will cover someone who's got diabetes and already has pre-existing conditions like that. But I'm not one of those guys. I'm non-diabetic, and this is Wegovy. This is a semi-glutide like Ozempic. It's $1,100 a month. Now, my wife works for the state of Minnesota, and our insurance plan through our family plan luckily covers this, because $1,100 a month with 4 kids is not in 2 in college, is not in our budget. But if I was to turn my camera off, you can take a look at me 1 year ago, 86 pounds heavier than I am today. So life-altering results. For those of us who insurance doesn't have it covered, we've got an oral contrave that's $99. That's a pill for 3 months supply. This type of medication I'm on, semi-glutides, $90 to $210 for a 3-month supply. Now, $30 to $70 a month is within the family budget for a lot of us, whereas $1,100 isn't. And like Marty talked about, if we can redirect care, that's the whole goal of Revive and this platform, is to redirect some of that lower level care away from employees engaging with your current insurance plan. And every time you're going to get a dashboard here with Revive, as the employer, every time care is given, a medical CPT code is assigned, and insurance billing purposes, they track the dollar value of that care. But there is no medical billing insurance with Revive. It's all inclusive for the family. No copays, no out of pocket. So you're going to be able to see what would have happened had they not used Revive. Like in this example, 56% would have gone to a primary care physician. 5% would have seen a specialist. 3% would have gone to the emergency room. 23% to urgent care. All of that was avoided by engaging with Revive first. This one cracks me up, 13% almost, no treatment. That means that they're gonna, time and money, guys, time and money. They're gonna call in sick for an extra couple of days, or they're gonna go into work sick and get the rest of us sick. So we like to see treatment. But you'll be able to see all the metrics and data here for the number crunchers, even the top 10 diagnoses of what's going around with your organization. If you have a large organization with a lot of employees, the data can get really exciting, and these numbers can really skyrocket. So you'll be able to have access to all of this back office information through your employer portal with Revive. Now, the biggest question we get after we show the value of the benefit side is, first off, do the employees have to engage with this? And the answer is yes, once a year to be compliant. But other than that, if they're comfortable with their traditional method of treatment, so that's fine. This is in addition to. But in order to stay compliant with their tax deduction that we're going to cover next, employees need to engage with the Revive platform at least once a year. Now, how can this be provided at no net cost to my employees and no net out-of-pocket cost to me? In fact, how someone who got me on this call talked about how this is going to save my company money in taxes. How does that happen? And we're going to dive right into it here. This is a sample paycheck. It's a mock-up of a monthly paycheck for an employee making $44,000 a year. Now, if you pay biweekly, or semi-monthly, we would divide these numbers in half, or if you're weekly, we divide them by roughly 4. But this is a great example of an employee that doesn't have the SIMRP platform in place yet. And then what happens when we add the SIMRP, the EHP SIMRP program with Revive into their paycheck? At $44,000 a year, this employee's gross pay is $3,705. Now, if you already provide health insurance for your employees, you're already participating in Section 125. This is just another add-on to Section 125 pre-tax deductions. What Section 125 is for the layman is that we don't pay taxes on health insurance covered by our employer. They calculate our payroll taxes after we pay for the insurance. So we get to use pre-tax dollars. That's what Section 125 is. So in this example, we're going to calculate this employee's payroll taxes at $3,200 instead of $37. They're going to pay $388 in federal, $186 in state, $200 in Social Security, and $47 in Medicare, for a total of $823 in payroll taxes for the month. Now, when we add the self-insured medical expense reimbursement program, the self is the employee. They get to opt into this program. As an employer, you just get to make it an option for them to participate. They still have their 3705. They still are contributing, in this example, $465 for their health insurance. But now we get to add a $1,220 deduction under Section 125 for opting into the program. This $1,220 tax deduction, the purpose of it is to change the baseline taxable income. So from $3,200, now we get to calculate the employee's payroll taxes at $2,000. In this example, their taxes are going to go down across the board. What was $388 in federal is now $242. What was $186 is now $116. And what was $200 in Social Security is now $125, and what was $47 in Medicare is now $29. So their bill to Uncle Sam that they've been paying of $823 a month is now going to be $513 a month to Uncle Sam, all because we get to add a tax deduction. This is not a cost. This is a deduction. It's the actuarial value of the Revive platform. Actually, it's less than the value of the Revive platform if you were to break it down into value per month. Marty already talked about it. The cost for Revive is $149. So how this works is the employee, the self-insured, opts into the program. They get to take advantage of a $1,220 discount that changes their taxes. It saves them $309 in taxes, and we're going to withhold $149 out of that to cover the cost of the family membership for Revive. In this example, $309 not going to Uncle Sam anymore, minus $149 for Revive, still leaves $160 left over for that employee. Now, there's a couple options for this employee now. Number one, they do nothing, and that their take-home pay just goes up $160 over and above the cost of Revive a month in this example. So if you're biweekly, that'd be an $80 per paycheck increase in take-home pay. Option number two, which is very popular, is if you are not providing your employees with additional supplemental benefits, we can present your employee at the time of enrollment with what I like to call a menu of additional supplemental benefits. Everything from short-term disability, critical illness with cancer, dental, vision, hospital, accident, and my favorite here is the guaranteed issue whole life insurance policy that builds cash value. Guaranteed issue. And it's portable. So it builds cash value, and the employee can take it with them if they retire or quit or get fired, God forbid, but they can take it with them. So in this example, this employee was saving $339 a month minus the cost of $149. She has $190 to go shopping with. She might do the short-term disability for $27 and the guaranteed issued life insurance for $112, give or take. It's going to be different depending on the plans and so forth. But the employees have the option. And what we found is that when you are able to provide a comprehensive suite of benefits to your employees, you're able to recruit high quality talent, and you're able to retain your existing employees longer. And that ultimately is going to save in the cost of turnover as well. So a lot of ancillary benefits by implementing a program like this into your business model. $309 in taxes. Here's the beauty. When your employees' FICA taxes go down, your FICA match as an employer goes down as well. You have to match whatever they pay in FICA taxes. So in this example, in every example, every employee that opts in, you're going to see $93.33 in fewer FICA tax contributions per employee per month. Now, EHP, we assess a $40 per employee fee. That's what keeps our lights on, keeps our program compliant, keeps us onboarding your employees, offers the support, all of that. As an employer, you're going to see a net savings of $533.33 per employee per month. That translates to $639.96 per employee per year. So if you've got a lot of employees, get the calculator out and do some simple math. 639 times the number of employees you have, and that's going to be roughly what we're going to be able to save you by just letting your employees opt into this platform. To round out this paycheck example, I just want to show the R in CIMRP. That stands for reimbursement, because this 1220 is a tax deduction. We're going to add it back in post-tax. That's the magic of the CIMRP, so that the employee's paycheck is what it needs to be. This 1220 is not a cost. It is the actuarial value, and we get to add it back in. Now, in this example, you'll see that the pay is the same. We're operating under the assumption that this employee spent $309.88 to the penny for Revive and these additional supplements. So their paycheck came out the same. They just got all those additional benefits. That never happens, guys. You'll see your employees will see an increase in their take-home pay across the board. So our goal here, where we are right now, is our goal is to have you schedule a discovery call where we can dive a little bit deeper into this process. This may work in lieu of that, but the goal is to get a formal proposal. Put you guys in a position as an employer. Is this a program that makes sense for our company? And the way we do that is that we collect a census from our clients, and it's just their payroll data. How many employees they have, what each employee's marital status is, what their withholdings are, how many dependents they have. That allows us, and it takes us about a week, guys, to put together a formal proposal. We are growing rapidly, and so we're working as hard as we can. And I know Marty's hiring additional people as well in our census team. But we will put together a census in a formal proposal that shows down to the penny exactly how much each employee is going to save in gross taxes, minus the cost of the Revive, the 149, and what's going to be left over for them in savings that used to go to Uncle Sam, but now they get to decide what they want to do with it. It's also going to show your FICA match savings. For the year, it's $1,120 minus $40 monthly, or $480. That's how we come up with the $639.96. You will see down here, there is one example where it's less. If you have any high income earners over $168,000 a year, they stop collecting FICA taxes at that level. And so you will, as their income goes up, you will see a gradual decrease in the amount of savings over and above $168,000. But you will, at the end of a proposal call, know exactly what this program can do for your bottom line and for your business and for each and every one of your employees. Once we get through that proposal call, we move into the program launch. If you use a third-party payroll company, odds are, if it's a big one, odds are we are already in works in integrating with API integration into that payroll platform. Otherwise, our enrollment team, who are phenomenal, will help you with the integrating into payroll. I'll show you what an example paycheck looks like. This is actually, from what I've been told, a rocket scientist out of Arizona. This is a real paycheck, and this is what it would look like. $1,220 pre-tax deduction, and a biweekly pay period is $563. This employee opted in for Revive, $75 roughly per paycheck, plus some additional supplemental benefits. And then down here, the paycheck shows the reimbursement. Now, this says WIMPER. WIMPER stands for Wellness Integrated Medical Plan Expense Reimbursement. That adds Section 106, which is, we have added that into our platform as well. So we are both a CIMRP and a WIMPER, but it shows the reimbursement of that $563. And then the employee can see their take-home pay has probably gone up in this example for this employee. So once we get integrated with payroll, we move into enrollment. And with the enrollment is where we really shine. We've got a phenomenal enrollment team, guys. What we will do is we will coordinate with you to do a webinar, host a webinar with your employees. We will record it for those that can't make it live. And we will explain this program and the benefits of the benefits and the financial change of their paycheck. We'll explain that all to them. And then we will sit down and coordinate a one-on-one consult with each of your employees, where they can learn a little bit more and talk in confidence with a licensed insurance agent. Hey, I have this medication. Is that one of the free ones that I can utilize with Revive? Or my wife has cancer. Could I take out a life insurance policy for her? And what we'll do is we will explain all of the program with each employee, and you'll find that 85 to 90% of your employees will opt in and participate in this program when we go through the enrollment process. In fact, we'll even download the app and get them active, because remember we said that 1 time per year use criteria. We'll add that in, and we'll have them interact with the app on Revive on day 1, so they're satisfied for that full first year. If another 12 months goes by in year 2, or 10 months goes by, that's where we will reach out to your employee, make sure that they interact with the app, because we'll explain to them the qualifications and so forth. So once we move into enrollment, through enrollment, we go active. Guys, you're going to go through, depending on how many often you have pay cycles in a month, we're going to go through that number of pay cycles. You will have withheld that $149 for your employees' membership into Revive. And then you will see $93 in additional tax savings, FICA match savings that used to go to Uncle Sam that doesn't anymore. That's going to be in your bank account. And on the 1st of the following month is when we invoice and ACH that money out. So this program, literally, we bill in arrears. It literally pays for itself with the savings that you will see, you and your employees will see in the first month. And once it's active, guys, this is seamlessly integrates as part of your business model. It's very easy to manage and oversee. In fact, come the end of the year, we even do the 5,500 filing documents. We will provide you with the reports and the documents, everything you need to know about the Section 125s, the 213Ds, all of this information here. I call it light reading. If any of you can't fall asleep at night, we'll provide you with enough documents that you can become a tax code expert, and that might help you right there go fall asleep. But all of this is provided for you guys, and all the 3-letter consultants that you engage with, your CPAs, etc. That will provide that with for them all. So again, to kind of recap, and we can open it up for questions, or Marty, you can step in, but the goal is to connect with the person who invited you on this call, and schedule a discovery call with your leadership team, the decision makers. If you want to skip the discovery call, that might be able to be done. If you are the decision maker, get a copy of a census, or get connected with us to get that census uploaded, so that the goal is to get to that proposal where you can make the decision if this is something you want to continue moving forward with and add into your business model.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, Mike. So a lot of you are newer to EHP. Maybe this is a newer program. I would recommend, first and foremost, you're going to receive an email from EHP. You're going to receive an email from the individual that referred you here. But really work on getting that census, because once we have a census completed, we can actually jump onto what's called a proposal call, and you'll know down to a penny exactly what your savings is going to be, right? You're going to get a proposal, and then on that proposal call, we're going to break down every single employee. We're going to give you some finite information and numbers that's going to showcase how much you're going to save per month, per year. But more importantly, we're going to be able to answer every single question you have. Because right now, as we're doing these calls and we're doing the censuses, right, we're actually doing onboarding every single month. We enroll this program 365. It rolls during your open enrollment period, but also enrolls outside your open enrollment period, right? A lot of individuals have open enrollment at the end of this year. So it's really imperative that we get the census data in as soon as we can, but also we can get this program embedded before you have your open enrollment this year, right? So we definitely appreciate everyone's time today. We answered a lot of questions already in the Q&A. We definitely appreciate that. But again, we do this every Wednesday, 2 p.m. Eastern. You guys will get an email from EHP. You will get an email from the partner that referred you here. And in that email, don't be shy. Ask the questions, right? We'll make sure we get them answered for you.
Absolutely.
So we went a little bit over, about 33 minutes. We're going to give everyone about 27 minutes back in their day. But again, we thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
Thanks.